Hello and welcome to this slice of YouTube I like to call home. I'm Tabitha Dial of North Star Muse, and this is Creative Divination. It's a little intro song for love and birth charts. I'm with my friend Christina, and we're going to look at her birth chart as well as her significant others. But before we do that, a couple more words about myself. I'm a tarot and tea leaf reader and author in Lexington, Kentucky, and my Cheese Astrology Almanac is my next book out due this spring, and an oracle deck is sure to pair with it nicely. That's brewing too. All right, so Christina, is there anything you want to say about yourself and your relationship to astrology?
Well, one, I want to know all about that Cheese Astrology book that's coming out. And I'm sure your other watchers will want to know about that as soon as it's available. My name is Christina, like Tabitha already said. I have dabbled a little bit in astrology throughout my life and childhood, not a whole lot. I've never had a birth chart done, and I've definitely never had a romance compatibility chart done before. So I'm very excited to check this out. And Tabitha is pretty much my go-to for everything related this way.
The woo-woo stuff. Well, I want to start off by saying that you and Nash have two sun signs that are good complements for each other. You're very fiery, adventurous, a go-get-em Sagittarius, whereas he's an anything goes and everything is interesting air sign, Gemini. You're also partner signs or opposites on that wheel of astrology. So fire and air can feed each other and complement each other in powerful ways. And you both want to be engaged in activities that can also engage your spirit.
Nice.
Yeah. And he has Sagittarius rising, which is so exciting. Yeah, there's so many reasons to be excited about your pairing, because this implies that he aspires to be seen as a Sagittarius. Well, you, Christina, on the other hand, have Cancer rising. So, yeah.
Makes sense. I have 3 daughters that are Cancers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so he can identify very much with the influence of Sagittarius. We're going to see all throughout your chart. And you having your rising sign in Cancer also enhances your ability to love and nurture and even self-protect. You see that image of the crab, and that's one of the things that they're great at, is protecting their emotions. Then we'll move to the moon. You have a moon in Sagittarius, so that, Christina, makes you a double Sagittarius. Congrats. You hit the jackpot. Now, the moon epitomizes our youthful tendencies and our underlying sense of our formative selves. It's our most basic emotions and our needs, big capital letters needs. It also indicates, this particular placement indicates that you say what you mean, having that Sagittarius energy, and you probably find pleasure in being able to touch others with your expertise. And it's a matter of pride because your sun's in Sagittarius, but it's also emotional fulfillment for you. And then your partner, on the other hand, has his moon in Scorpio. So this is quite different. It could pose some challenges because Sagittarius is so mutable, free-flowing fire. And Scorpio is like fixed water. It's almost like ice, very sturdy and stable. It might make that difference hard to understand each other sometimes on your most raw emotions and just your reasoning for your basic needs, but you can learn from each other's differences, as always in relationships. Remember, you don't have to make sense of every little thing to respect someone and make a relationship work. Also say that your partner's underlying needs are related to Scorpio concepts. So bear in mind possible keywords like cult, intuition, mystery, intensity, even sex and death are common traits associated with Scorpio. So before I get into the next 3 planets, do you have anything to add? Any responses so far?
No, just where that little Scorpio difference might come in, that would just be time to up the communication game, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And not take things personal, and probably for him, very much so too.
Right.
Yeah.
Take everything logical instead of emotional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on to Mercury, which is one of my favorite planets because it's about communication. It's about getting things done quickly. You're both sort of in beginning degrees of your Mercury placements. That just means that your ability to communicate and your experiences around commerce, exchange, and intellect are ruled by signs that are a little of the influence from the one that come before it in the astrological wheel. Bless you. Christina, you're in Capricorn, and your partner is in Cancer for Mercury. Now, a man in Mercury, or a man with Mercury in Cancer, is a real treat. He has emotion behind all his communication, and he thinks and sets things in motion with his heart a lot. Family matters significantly. He may connect how he communicates with a respect for his own mother and mother figures a lot, and he feels comfortable in environments that feel nurturing, that feel like home. And that's where he can express himself and think best. I would say tenderness is a key word here. You, being a woman with Mercury in Capricorn, are able to steady your communication and get to the point. You think and set things in motion after good, thorough planning, and your communication is very grounded, very practical, and you seek to communicate things of value and benefit. You're not going to waste your time. You feel best when you are recognized for your ability to share good practices and how to get things done well. Here, efficiency is a key word. On to the planet of love. So your partner's Venus is ruled by Taurus. Great, this is an exalted position because Taurus is ruled by Venus itself as a sign. So what he sees as beautiful and what he values all relates to the good things in life, and also being very grounded. This is the perfect illustration of why he's a foodie. I already knew that about him going into this, because there's such a strong connection between a Taurus individual and hedonism and a love of food. It's very stereotypical. And Christina, your Venus, guess what? It's in Sagittarius.
Super Sag.
Super Sag away. So yes, a third influence from this adventurous fire sign. So I'd say it makes you possibly even more flirtatious. But also learning, growth, and adventure are things you associate your passions with. You might enjoy pursuing more than being pursued, or you have been someone who has set up learning opportunities and adventure to be enjoyed by a romantic partner or for friends and family. It can be platonic love in Venus as well, or for the purpose of showing yourself your own value, which is really exciting that you have that capacity. So here in the Venus influences, you both complement each other because Taurus is considered a more feminine sign, whereas Sagittarius is considered more masculine overall.
That makes perfect sense.
Nice. Finally, the planet Mars, connected with lust, impulse, and how we confront anger. So your partner's Mars is in Cancer. If you appeal to his emotions, you can feed his lust. He's got a lot of Cancer influences, which is pretty nice. His impulses can also be driven by a desire to protect himself. So he can best work through his anger by tending to his home and his family. Getting to the core of things. Christina, your Mars is in Leo. To appeal to your playfulness and creativity and pride is also to feed and fulfill your lust. Your impulses could be driven by either the bright positive aspects of Leo, so that includes generosity and wanting to invite others along for the ride, or your impulses can be a little bit influenced by some of the negative Leo traits, which just kind of includes that heavy dose of ego, like, because they're ruled by the sun. So it's kind of hard not to have ego if you're a Leo. The best way to work through anger for you is to focus on what you love about others and stroking your own ego through your acts of service and taking time to play in the spotlight. So being a little less, I don't want to say heavy-handed, but maybe a little less serious overall will be helpful for you.
Okay.
And a quick pause. Any thoughts so far about this astrological landscape?
No. I mean, it all sounds very fitting to our personalities and what I've learned about us together so far.
Great. And how long have you been together approximately?
January is our month 4.
Nice. All right, great. That's a good time to get a very good taste of it. So I'm going to conclude with, this is a really cool aspect of birth charts that I quite enjoy. It's the north and south nodes. I really got a kick out of yours. Of course, your partner's is in Sagittarius. The rising sign wasn't enough, but now Sagittarius for the north node, whereas yours is in Libra. So breaking that down quickly, that means your partner's purpose, like higher purpose in life as he's evolving, is to develop into the adventurous spirit of a Sagittarius. And again, the opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. So he likely has embodied a lot of Gemini spirit for a long while. It's his norm, it's his go-to, but it's also kind of a prison, kind of a box that he needs out of. And he's learning from your presence. He possibly has a lot of other Sagittarius influences that he may or may not know of. Meanwhile, your development relies on leaving behind Aries traits because your north node is in Libra. So ego, ambition, and impatience, those gotta go. Yeah, they might be like a crutch for you as well. But instead, focus on the opposite, the Libran qualities of caring for others, striving for balance, and just embodying patience. Which, being a mother of 3, I'm sure you have your strategies. Yeah. So allow yourself to just develop well-rounded relationships too, because Libras are so much about the other. They're ruled by the 7th house, which is also about the other. And that, my dear friends, is my sample couple reading. I thank you for being here. Please share any of your comments, experiences with your own birth chart or astrology, opinions about astrology in the comments here and on all my social media handles. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Tabitha.
And bye, guys.